Don't sleep on this New England Patriot. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron. This is Sports Talk Patriots on the daily, pushing out content for people just like you who love Patriots football. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and as well, comment below. But first and foremost, hit that subscribe button. Anyways, before we get started, what we're going to be talking about today, young, talented player on the New England Patriots, talking about he's not going back to his old ways. We're going to jump into that as well. We're going to be talking about Gerod Mayo news, some speculations, again, true, fake, fiction, whatever you might call it. We're going to jump into that, talk about that, and probably rebut that. And then we're getting close to the Jets, so possibly talking Jets. Let's jump into it. So first and foremost, last year, 2 years ago, 2023 draft, there was 2 wide receivers taken, Pop Douglas as well as Kayshon Boutte. We know that they were 2 completely different stories. Pop came in, Kendrick Bourne went out hurt, and guess who ended up being the leading receiver on that team? That was the rookie out of Liberty. That was Pop. And we know Pop has a ton of potential coming out of that slot position, catching the ball, crazy athletic ability. But we also tend to forget of Kayshon Boutte. Kayshon Boutte, we know, was benched his first year as a rookie. Didn't see the field for 2 months. It was an issue. He had gambling issues coming out of LSU. That was a big reason he dropped in that 2023 draft to a 6th-round pick. But then again, he came out and said he refuses to go through that same bleep again, which is huge to hear. And the reason I say that is because, again, we look at this wide receiver class, and I think a lot of people have talked about Polk and Baker. But I think we tend to forget that 2023 class in Pop, who I think is a budding star, and Kayshon Boutte, who has a ton of potential. So apparently he talked about how when he was with Bill Belichick, he was benched. It was frustrating. And he said, hey, I realized I wanted to be on the field. I didn't want to go through that same crap. And easily looking through all the crap that he went through, sure, he could have kind of shrugged and not taken that mature approach of saying, hey, that's what I want to do. I want to work harder. I want to get out on the field. Now, remember, he was a player that a lot of people thought there's potential that he got cut during training camp, put on the practice squad, wherever it might be. And now we know that he has a lot of potential. He got that first touchdown pass from Gerod Mayo. That was a beautiful, beautiful route up the sideline and right into the basket. So he has that potential. Again, I think a lot of people are sleeping on the young, talented receivers for the New England Patriots, and I think Kayshon Boutte is one of them. I think he is one of those players you got to buckle up, and I think that as Gerod Mayo develops, I think that he is going to be one of those receivers that surprises a lot of people. I think he has that chip on his shoulder mentality, and I think he is ready to prove that. If you look back at his time at LSU, he had plenty of breakout games, especially under quarterbacks like Jayden Daniels. He played with Jayden Daniels' first year at LSU after he was at Arizona State, and he had some great games with him as well. The year before with Mac Johnson, even though Mac Johnson, someone who's not even in the NFL, had some good years with him. His freshman year, he was up and down. Obviously, that was freshman year, but he only spent 3 years in college before getting drafted, obviously, by the Patriots in the 6th round. But we have to remember, again, he was in legal trouble when it came to gambling and some different things. But again, that's in the past. He's moving forward. And so, again, I am buying Kayshon Boutte. Are you bullish on Kayshon Boutte? Tell me what you think. Comment below. Now, this next story I think is very interesting. I saw this on Reddit. But sources have informed me that within the next 48 hours, Gerod Mayo will be removed as head coach of the New England Patriots. Now, this was 19 hours ago, so by the time you see this video, it'll be a little longer than that. But what's interesting with this, I honestly just think it's clickbait. The reason why I say that is because I think there's other people that have been higher up in the organization that have said that is not the case. Again, what kind of organization is going to give the man the reins to a franchise and give him 1 year, especially knowing it is going to be a rebuild year, and they just oust him? Now, granted, I will say this. It's very possible that possibly Robert Kraft and other people up in the ownership are seeing like, hey, maybe there's some, it's toxic, it's frustrating, and they just want to clean house and get someone in there that could be a better leader. Sure, totally understand that. But again, I think it's one of those things where if that's not the case, you got to give him at least another year. But again, refuted by none other than Gronk. Gronk talking about, I don't think there's juice to it at all. I mean, you've got to give him another opportunity next year. You didn't hire him for no reason. Obviously, you have some special traits in Mayo. I agree 100%. He knows the game of football very well. Yes. But for a lot of times you have people coming into a head coaching role. It is much different than a positional role or a coordinating spot. It's you are managing, and at times, especially good coaches like Bill Belichick, you are micromanaging. You are doing everything they need to do. All right, you're telling them everything, every little thing they need to do. So again, it will be interesting to see what happens going forward with the whole Gerod Mayo situation. I think, if they continue to lose games, this story will only get louder. And, after a certain amount of time, that's one of those things where it's like, well, we don't want to upset our fan base. But again, I think 2 years is kind of like that minimum. But you do look at Lovie Smith only got a year in for the Texans. And I think someone like Gerod Mayo, who spends so much time with the Patriots organization, both as a coach and a player, to get rid of him that quick would be rough. But again, who knows? Comment below. Tell me what you guys think as well. New York Jets are coming up this Sunday in Foxborough. Let's remember they have Davante Adams back. Aaron Rodgers shredded up this defense last time they played. So as we head into the weekend, we're going to be talking about that more Friday and Saturday. Comment below. Tell me what you think going into this game. Do you think it's a winnable game? Do you think it's just going to be another bloodbath for the Patriots? Again, I am looking up on it, glass half full, just because we have Drake May. They have not seen that from their defense has not seen Drake May. They haven't gone against him. He brings a little more pop, pun intended, with the wide receiver to the offense. So, again, I think there's a possibility to win. Again, also, too, I think the Jets are in desperation mode right now. There's a reason they got Reddick on defense. A lot of people might say he's washed up, whatever you might say. As well, you look at Davante Adams. That was kind of a last-ditch effort. It was super weird to get rid of Salah, but again, I think that was more than just his coaching from everything I've read. And so firing your head coach, but then still going to go get these other players is a very, very interesting strategy. A bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it plays out. Name that movie. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching this Sports Talk Patriots. My name's Aaron. On that way out, hit that subscribe button, and we'll talk later. Peace.